Good morning friends, I am Arun Moria. Welcome in my channel HSC Environment. So friends, today we will discuss on the topic of fire protection system and fire prevention system in aviation. So as we all know that fire is one of the most dangerous threats to an aircraft. The potential fire zones of modern jet engines like aircraft are protected by a fixed fire protection system. So if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe, do like and share. So let's start. In this contents, I have included classes of fires, fire detection overhead system, smoke flame and carbon monoxide gas detector system, extinguishing agent and portable fire extinguisher, install fire extinguishing system, cargo, fire detection, lavatory smoke detectors, fire detection system maintenance, fire detection system troubleshooting, fire extinguishing system maintenance, fire prevention. So the first one is classes of fire. As we all know that according to the NFPA, the fires are classified in 4 categories. The first one is class A fire. In class A fires involving ordinary combustible material like wood, cloth, paper, rubber, etc. And in class B, fires involving flammable liquids, petroleum oils, greases or other oil paints, solvents, etc. And in class C, fire involving like energized electrical equipment in which the use of extinguishing media that is electrically non-conductive is important. The last one is class D fire. Fire involving combustible metals such as magnesium, titanium, zirconium, sodium, etc. So the next is fire detection overhead system. A fire detection system should signal the presence of fire. Units of the system are installed in location where there are greater possibilities of fire. 3 types of detectors commonly used in aircraft system. The first one is thermal switch, next one is thermocouple, and other one is continuous loop. So the first one is thermal switch system. A number of detectors or sensing devices are available. Many older model aircraft still operating have some type of thermal switch system or thermocouple system. A thermal system switch has one or more lights energized by aircraft power system and thermal switches that control operation of the light. These thermal switches are heat sensitive units that complete electrical circuit at a certain temperature. As you can see in this image, if the temperature rises above a set value in any one section of the circuit, the thermal switch closes, completing the light circuit to indicate a fire or overheat condition. No set number of thermal switches is required. The exact number is usually determined by the aircraft manufacturer. So this is all about the thermal switch system. And the next one is thermocouple system. The thermocouple fire warning system operates on an entirely different principle from the thermal switch system. A thermocouple depends on the rate of rise and does not give a warning when an engine slowly overheats or a short circuit develops. The system consists of relay, box, warning lights and thermocouples, as you can see in this image. Here is the relay, sensitive relay, thermocouples, test switches, alarm circuit, detector circuit and text circuit. When this circuit is completed, the instrument gives the signal to the aircraft main control panel. So the next one is continuous loop system. A continuous loop system detectors sensing elements system permits more complete coverage of a fire hazard area than any of the spot type temperature detectors. Transport aircraft almost exclusively use continuous thermal sensing elements for power plant and well protection. This system offers superior detection performance and coverage, and they have the proven resilience to survive in the harsh environment of modern turbofan engines. The next one is fan valve system. The fan valve system uses a slender inconel tube packed with thermally sensitive eutectic salt and a nickel wire center conductor. The length of these sensing elements are connected in series to control the unit. The elements may be of equal or varying length and of the same or different temperature setting. The control unit operating directly from the power source impresses a small voltage on the sensing elements when an overheat condition occurs at any point of the aircraft system along the element length. The resistance of the eutectic salt within the sensing element drops sharply, causing current to flow between the outer sheet and the center conductor. This current flows is sensed by a control unit, which produces a signal to actuate the output relay and activate the alarms. When the fire has been extinguished or the critical temperature lower below the set point, the fan valve system automatically returns to standby alert and again ready to detect. This is all about the fan valve system. So the next one is KD system. As you can see in the image, KD system consists of quick release deck clamp, element loop 1, airplane wiring, inconel tube, electrical conductors, element 2, bushing, support tube and bracket, retaining nut, number 8 screw and number 10 screw, thermistor and sheath. In the KD continuous loop system, two wires are embedded in an inconel tube filled with an thermistor core material. As you can see here, two electrically conductors go through the length of the core. One conductor has a ground connection to the tube and the other conductor connects to the fire detection control unit. As the temperature of the core increases, electrical resistance to the ground decreases. The fire detection control unit monitors this resistance. If the resistance decreases to an overheat set point, an overheat indication occurs in the flight deck. Typically, a 10-second time delay is incorporated for the overheat indication. If the resistance decreases more to fire set point, a fire warning occurs. When the fire or overheat condition is gone, the resistance of the core material increases to the reset point and the flight deck indication disappears. This is all about the KD system of fire protection. The next one is smoke, flame and carbon monoxide detection system. So the first one is smoke detectors. A smoke detection system monitors the lavatories and cargo baggage compartment for the presence of smoke, which is indicative of fire condition. Smoke detection instruments that collect air for sampling are mounted in the compartment in strategic location. A smoke detection system is used where the type of fire anticipated is expected to generate a substantial amount of smoke before temperature changes are sufficient to actuate a heat detection system. Two common types of smoke detection system we used. First one is light refraction system and the second one is ionization type system. So the first one, light refraction type. The light refraction type of smoke detectors contains a photoelectric cell that detects lights refracted by smoke particles. Smoke particles refract the light to the photoelectric cell end. When it senses enough of this light, it creates an electrical current that sets off a light. This is about the light refraction type. And the second one is ionization type. Some aircraft use an ionization type smoke detectors. The system generates an alarm signal, both horn or indicator, by detecting a change in ion density due to smoke in the cabin. The system is connected to 28-volt DC electrical power supplied from the aircraft. Alarm output and sensor sensitivity checks are performed simply with the test switch on the control panel. This is all about the smoke detectors. And the next one is flame detectors. As you can see in the image, optical sensors, often referred to as flame detectors, and these are designed to alarm when they detect the presence of prominent specific radiation emission from hydrocarbon flames. The two types of optical sensors are available, infrared and the second one is ultraviolet, based on the specific emission wavelength that they are designed to detect. This is all about flame detectors. And the second one is carbon monoxide detectors. Carbon monoxide, as we all know, that is colorless gas, odorless gas that is byproduct of incomplete combustion or in presence in the atmosphere, and in breathing air of human beings can be deadly. To ensure crew and passenger safety, carbon monoxide detectors are used in aircraft cabins and cockpits. They are most often found on reciprocating engines aircraft with exhaust shroud heaters and on aircraft equipped with a combustion heater. Turbine bleed air when used for heating the cabin is tapped off the engines upstream of the combustion chamber. Therefore, no threat of carbon monoxide presence is posed. Carbon monoxide gas is found in varying degrees in all smoke and fumes of burning carbonaceous substances. Extremely small amounts of the gas are dangerous if inhaled. A concentration of as little as 2 parts in 10,000 may produce headache, mental dullness, and physical lethargy within a few hours. Prolonged exposure at higher concentration may cause death. This is why carbon monoxide systems should be installed in aircraft system. And the next one is extinguishing agent and portable fire extinguisher system. There must be at least one handheld portable fire extinguisher for use in the pilot compartment that is located within easy access of pilot while seated. If the passenger capacity is 7 to 30, the number of detectors in extinguishing system require 1, and the passenger capacity is 31 through 60, the number of extinguisher system is required to, and so on. As you can see here, if 61 to 200, number of extinguisher is 3. If 201 and 300, number of extinguisher is 4. If 301 and 400, number of extinguisher is 5, and so on. So the next one is halogenated hydrocarbon. Over 45 years, halogenated hydrocarbons, as we know it, halogens, have been practically the only fire extinguishing agent used in civil transport aircraft. However, halon is an ozone depleting and global warming chemical, and its production has been banned by international agreement. Although halon usage has been banned in some parts of the world, aviation has been granted an exemption because of its unique operational and fire safety requirement. Halon has been the fire extinguishing agent of the choice in civil aviation because it is extremely effective on a per unit weight basis over a wide range of aircraft environmental conditions. As I have told you that classes of fire is 4, it according to the likely to occur on board aircraft, but according to NFPA the classes of fire is 5. The first one is class A, the second one is class B fire, and the third one is class C, fourth one is class D, and the fifth one is class K. So the next slide of the presentation is covered in my next part of the video. So if you like, subscribe, do share. Thanks for watching.